Right now, something is happening. You're reading these words. Light is hitting your eyes. Signals are racing through your optic nerve. And somewhere deep inside your brain, something is constructing what you call reality. But here's what nobody tells you. That process isn't instant. And the version of reality you're experiencing right now this moment, these words might not be happening when you think it is. There's a popular idea floating around the internet. YouTube comments, neuroscience forums, late-night Reddit threads. It goes like this. Your brain is 7 seconds behind reality. 7 seconds. That's enough time to watch someone fall. Enough time to say, I love you. Enough time for a car to cross an intersection. If it's true, it means you've never once experienced the present moment. Every laugh, every kiss, every split-second decision, all of it, delayed. All of it, already over by the time you felt it. That's an unsettling idea. But here's the thing. It's not quite right. And the truth is stranger. Let's start with what is real. When light from the world enters your eye, it doesn't arrive at your conscious mind instantly. The signal has to travel through the retina, along the optic nerve, into the visual cortex at the back of your skull. That journey takes roughly 80 to 100 milliseconds. Less than a tenth of a second. Sound is slower to process. Touch is faster. Pain arrives in waves, different fibers firing at different speeds, which is why a sharp blow first feels like pressure, then registers as pain a fraction of a second later. So your brain isn't receiving one unified signal from the world. It's receiving a flood of inputs, visual, auditory, tactile, all arriving at slightly different times, from different systems, processed at different speeds. And yet you experience them as simultaneous. You see the cup hit the floor. You hear the shatter. You flinch. All at once. But here's the problem. They didn't arrive at once. Your brain stitched that moment together. It decided what happened first. It synchronized signals that were never actually synchronized. Your sense of when is not a recording. It's an edit. Now, where does the 7-second claim come from? The most frequently cited source is research associated with neuroscientist Benjamin Libet, who in the 1980s ran experiments that genuinely disturbed the scientific community. Libet found that brain activity associated with voluntary movement began about half a second before people reported deciding to move. Half a second. Not 7 seconds. But still the implication was unsettling. Your brain starts acting before you consciously choose to act. Over the years, as this idea traveled through popular culture, the number seems to have inflated. Half a second became seconds. Seconds became 7. 7 became a clean, dramatic figure that sounds like fact but behaves like myth. Some researchers have studied longer timescale predictive processes, how the brain prepares for events it anticipates, and these windows can span several seconds. But the brain is 7 seconds behind reality as a universal, established fact? That specific claim doesn't have the scientific foundation people assume it does. But here's what does have a foundation. And it's more disturbing. Your brain doesn't wait for reality. It predicts it. Right now, before the next word appears in your mind, your brain has already modeled what's probably coming. It's running simulations, making bets, anticipating what the world is about to show it, based on everything it's seen before. Neuroscientists call this predictive processing. The core idea, your brain is not a passive camera. It's an active hypothesis machine. It constantly generates a model of what should be happening, and then uses incoming sensory data to check and correct that model. When reality matches the prediction, you barely process it consciously. It just flows past. When reality violates the prediction, a sudden sound, an unexpected face, something out of place, that's when you snap to attention. That's why a familiar route home feels forgettable, but the one strange thing on it stays with you. You're not experiencing the world directly. You're experiencing your brain's best guess about the world, continuously updated. Here's an experiment that illustrates this. It's called the flash lag effect. A moving object, a stationary flash. They occur at the exact same position, at the exact same moment. Observers consistently perceive the moving object as being ahead of the flash. Your brain extrapolated where the moving object was going and placed it there before it arrived. It predicted the future and inserted that prediction into your experience of the present. Or consider the cutaneous rabbit illusion. Tap someone's wrist twice, then tap their elbow once. Quickly. What they feel isn't wrist, elbow. They feel taps moving up their arm like a small creature hopping along their skin at points that were never actually touched. Your brain filled in sensations that didn't exist because the pattern demanded them. It invented experience and delivered it as memory. And this is where things get quietly profound. If your brain is constantly predicting, filling gaps, editing timing, constructing the when of experience, what does that mean for the moments that mattered most? The conversation where you finally said the thing you needed to say. Were you reacting to what was actually happening, or to your brain's model of it? The moment you felt someone pull away. Was that the moment it happened, or the moment your prediction failed and reality corrected you? We tend to think of memory as a recording, of perception as a window, of the present moment as something we simply inhabit. But it's more like a story your brain is telling itself, in real time, with remarkable speed, from incomplete data. Not 7 seconds behind. But not quite now either. Go back to the beginning of this video. That moment before you knew where this was going. You were already predicting. Your brain was already building a model of what this was, what it would say, where it would lead. Some of those predictions were right. Some were quietly corrected without you noticing. You experienced this video as it happened. That's what it felt like. But the experience was constructed, assembled from signals, adjusted for timing, smoothed into something that felt seamless and immediate. Your brain is extraordinary at hiding what it does. It has to be. If you felt every delay, every prediction, every correction, you couldn't function. The model has to feel like reality. And most of the time it does. Right now, in the next few seconds after this ends, your brain will be doing it again. Predicting, constructing, deciding what's real and when. You'll never catch it. But now you know it's happening. And somehow that changes everything.